welcome folks, pausing to bring you another modding recap video, the first in a long time. Last time we left off near the end of October, so now I'll go through the rest of October and all of the mods through the month of November. First we'll go to the 26th of October when we had Brave create an updated Finn Balor, including a nice battle-worn paint and including the headdress from WWE 2K15. Next up, we had Double A Austin Aries, released by Julian BITW. This was far before he was confirmed to be part of NXT. Speaking of NXT, we have the AGS spearheaded by Game Elite, created an NXT pack including the following superstars: Alex Riley, Leo Kruger, Solomon Crow, Tensai, and Prince Pretty Tyler Breeze. Beast.9 was able to confirm that objects from the last-gen version of WWE 2K16 were able to be ported back to WWE 2K15. This resulted in many stars getting ported over in different fashions. The Grand Cesar then released an updated James Storm. He focused on improving the face on this release. Mincho Sheen then released another Finn Balor with headdress and a more standard demon paint. Game Elite and X-Weasel decided to update Paige to a new darker attire. This used Prince's Paige as a base. Now we head over to November when YJ Kim continued his attire overhauls, targeting Chris Jericho for many attires from the early 2000s. Beast.9 was able to help out YJ Kim, who was looking to his next mod. Taker's hat had to be removed, and this had to be done through a different fashion as he uses it in his entrance animation. Aries619 released both the Road Warriors, Hawk, and Animal. This was just the start of a long list of mods created by Aries619. Brave returned to Samoa Joe, improving one of his first creations for WWE 2K15 to his new higher standard. Beast.9 released Bobby Roode and a new Paige attire. Roode marked Beast.9's first new superstar release. Now we go back to YJ Kim, who was able to amass enough hatless Undertaker attires to make a good Ministry Undertaker attire pack. Cave Wave Rider decided to take his hand at modding and released a 10 attire pack for Brave's updated Samoa Joe, creating a rainbow of trunks for Joe. Brave showed a new preview of a new Eddie Guerrero update. This particular mod has not yet been released at the time of writing. However, Brave did release a very cool Alex Shelley. I particularly like how well he was able to capture Shelley's unique hair. The Grand Cesar released a few in-game previews for his Vampiro mod. Honestly, I don't know him much outside of Lucha Underground, but he looks great here. Aries619 decided to make his own take on the short-haired Eddie Guerrero, and this is a preview of his start. Next up, Aries619 released Roddy Piper in a very classic sense as opposed to his hot rod Roddy Piper that many would picture him as. Next up, Beast.9 was able to release Kalisto, sampling his headgear from WWE 2K16 last gen. We'll come to this in one moment. Ari is back, this time with Jimmy Snuka. He may be getting scrubbed from the WWE record books, but some people will always be brought back. Ari also decided to make his own take on Goldberg, absolutely pumping out these mods or releasing or previewing over a dozen mods in this month alone. Next up is the absolutely amazing Bruno Sammartino mod brought to you by Mincho Sheen. I don't have much to say other than it looks absolutely awesome. Next up is a Taz mod by Aries619. I'm not 100% sure how he was able to get the towel set up for this entrance, but it's a great touch. Next up is a preview for Eva Marie from Game Elite and X-Weasel, or as they would call her, Eva Botch. This is one that has been released recently. Turning past the half of November, we come back to Kalisto. This time he has many attires created by Herfire. We also come back to Aries619 with a test preview. He has a light head stretched look to him, but he looks like a cool addition. Next up, we have a very nice Bobby Lashley mod, created once again by Aries619. It's really amazing how fast he was able to get these out. Next up, Heartbreak Kid decided to create his own set of attires for Eddie Guerrero. This is based off Brave's first Eddie. Game Elite and X-Weasel decided to pull from WWE 2K16 once again, this time grabbing Rosa Mendez to port her over to the game. The Grand Cesar created another release, this time it was the Black Sheep Braun Strowman. A very large man, I imagine it would be hard to get exactly right. Next up is a release from Aries619, it is Tito Santana. This is one of the mods he worked on first, but he held off release for a little while. Heartbreak Kid aimed his attire cannon at Tyler Breeze, and out came another rainbow of colors adorning the feet of Prince Pretty. Again with Tyler Breeze, we have a second shot at him from Game Elite, releasing a cleaned up Tyler Breeze. Next up we have Brave Bird making a strong return, showing off a very cool Apollo cruise. He definitely shows off the bulky shoulders of Apollo, which is awesome. Along with Apollo, he returned to Kevin Owens, and I think he made something even better than 2K made. Next up we have a take on a diva from Brave. This time it is Alicia Fox. He would later release an updated version in the Versus pack. The Grand Cesar returns with another mod highlight. This time it is the Bullet Club member Doc Gallows, who we may be seeing return to WWE soon. Next up is Owen Hart from Aries619 donning his King of Hearts attire. Over the course of the month, Aries mods seem to continuously get more and more complex. Also from Aries we have John Morrison, or as you may now call him, Johnny Mundo from Lucha Underground. A third mod from Aries619 is an earlier WCW take on Scott Steiner, slightly before he went entirely jacked as Big Papa Pump. Now we have Julian BITW create his own take at Drew Galloway, who has been making a giant resurgence in ICW and TNA. Brave decided to take another shot at AJ Styles, looking a lot cooler with his hair slicked to the side like he does nowadays. Aries619 was able to come back to Mr. Kennedy and fix an issue where he was crashing the game for some individuals. This is one of the first mods that he released. X-Weasel released a nice Minitron and Voltron tutorial showing how to swap and add on more Trons to the game. Finally is another mod from Aries619, this time it is Rick Martel. The attire is based off the time he was tagged with Tito Santana, who we mentioned earlier. Together they were known as Strike Force. With that, we have the end of this rather long video, at least for this series. We've gone over 40 mods, many of which have already been fully released and at this point is ready for you to install. If there are any mods in particular you want to talk about, let me know in the comments section below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like or consider subscribing if you are not already. This has been Posum, and I want to thank you all for your time and all of your patience for those who have been waiting for new content from me.